Hi everyone, it's Ashley with Going Crochet, and today I have yet another review video for you guys. Today was a special one because I did my second collaboration with some friends on Instagram who are also fellow crochet pattern designers, and we were able to put out a whole week of free crochet patterns for all of you guys. This has already been released. We released it in June. It is now July, and I finally got around to making everyone's pattern because it has been a very hectic, busy summer for me. And so I have all of these patterns to review with you guys and see if you guys wanted to go ahead and make one of your own free patterns. These are awesome summer themed patterns that you can make on your own time. We try to do more of like a beach vibey theme to it, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. What I'm planning on doing is showing you guys all of the patterns based off of the day they released. So we have day 1 through 7. Sorry for the background noise if you can hear that. It just started downpouring here. Let me go close the door real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The rain was coming in pretty hard in my back patio door, so I had to go close that. I swear today's video has had its challenges. Not only does it start downpouring the second I start my video, I also hit my head on a plant pot when I was opening a window, a plant that's hanging in front of my window right here. And I went to open the window so I could turn the fan off so that you guys wouldn't have background noise. And yeah, I hit it pretty good. There's a big old bump there, and it hurts a lot. So I took a moment to reset before I came on to do this video. But I swear, it's like it doesn't want me to do this video for you guys today. But I'm gonna still do it. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have 7 full patterns to review with you guys here. The first pattern is from my friend Scarlet Garden Crochet, and it was for this sweet little mermaid, a lip balm keychain. I have not yet put my keychain portion onto the lip balm because it's within my my market supplies, and I just didn't get around to cleaning that up yet. But it's a sweet little mermaid tail. I found this button. It's a little big, but I thought it kind of looked like a little pearl, so I thought it would be perfect. So what you do is you open up, you have this little this little clasp here to close it up, and you can pull your lip balm right out of there and close it, and it looks like a mermaid tail. And I thought that was just so pretty. I used worsted weight yarn. It does call for you to double up your worsted weight yarn for the body portion, or this and this are all single, so you do adjust your wow, it's really coming down now. So you really adjust your hook size for the tail and the shell portion, and then the body portion is a doubled up crochet, so you use a thicker or a bigger hook for that. But here we go, sweet mermaid tail lip balm holder. And so I thought this was really cute. I liked how I used this ombre yarn and how it worked out to make it really light all the way up into the darker colors. I think that turned out really cool. So that was my first pattern I did. The next pattern, day number 2, was from Crochet Moose, and it was this sweet little beach cat. And of course I chose to use orange because I had an orange cat who recently passed, and so I had to honor my sweet little Georgie and make an orange cat. And actually she used this picture, these colors in her picture, so I went ahead and did the burgundy colored swim trunks to go with this cat because I liked how it looked. And so here is the really sweet cat. This pattern also has an option to do like a bikini, so you can do like a top and a bottom instead of the swim trunks if you wanted to make it more of like a girl cat versus the boy cat. But I really loved this color combination, and so I went for it. Super quick and easy. So there's small sewing. You just have to sew the ears on, crochet the arms first and the ears first, and then you build from the legs up. and the head and legs are all one piece. You crochet the arms right into the body. Super quick and easy. You do also surface crochet, or just like you attach it at the back and you just do a chain stitch there. Super quick and easy. This actually was a lot quicker than I expected it to work up, and it used a lot less yarn than I expected. So this is a great scrap busting project. I actually had some scrap yarn in this orange color because I had made a fox in this color recently, and I had an extra skein sitting by just in case I needed it, because I thought I would need it, but I didn't. So great scrap busting project to do, and it's so cute. Who's not gonna like a little kitty in a swimsuit? I love it. Day number 3 came to you with Faith's Cuddly Creations and this Blobfish. I love this guy. Look how funny he is. He turned out better than I expected. I really love this pattern. I think he's so cute. Like, he's so ugly, he's cute. So if you look up a blobfish in real life, they are really, really gross and ugly. But this makes a blobfish so cute. And so I really enjoyed this pattern. You work the tail, the fins, and the nose separately, and then you crochet it all within the body as you're going, which makes it even better because there is no sewing. You just surface crochet this little sad mouth at the end of your project, but everything else is crocheted right into the rounds. You work from the top down to the bottom, and I feel like it will sit nice and flat and just be that ugly best friend that you want. I really like him. And so I'm probably going to do a bunch more of these guys because it was fun to make. And I think people will really think that a blobfish is a fun, creative, different project for a market. And it was quite quick in the market. I apologize if you guys hear my kiddo in the background. My kiddo and hubby are playing PlayStation right now, and they can get a little excited during, you know, certain parts of the game. So if you hear any background noise, I apologize, but it is summertime and I gotta go with what I have. I'm with them here in the house all day long, and especially since it's raining out, and so they are gonna be kind of noisy. I told them to try to keep it down a little bit, but you know, they both said no promises, which I get it. We live in a small house, so noise can travel pretty good. All right, day number 4 came to you by Cluck and Buzz Crochet and Crabner. Isn't he so cute? Crabner is so tiny, and he was so fast to make. I could make like 100 of these in a day. Like it was so quick and cute to make. And it kept me grinning the whole time when I was making him, because I knew what he was gonna look like when he was done. And so adding in, like, the only color change you have is in these eyes. And like I knew when you put the little white baubles in there that he was gonna have this cute little face and these little claws, and then all of his legs on the bottom. I didn't even have to adjust my bobble stitches for this project, which was really cool. I mean, obviously you might have to if you have a different tension or you're using a different yarn. I did use Parfait Chunky for this. I've actually used Parfait Chunky for almost all of these projects. The cat is in Parfait Chunky, the blobfish is in Parfait Chunky, and this little Crabner is in Parfait Chunky. I usually use Parfait Chunky when I do these review videos because it is one of the yarns I use mostly in my projects, and so I like to bring you guys a yarn that I'm familiar with when I do these projects. So yes, Crabner was super cute, quick and easy. I didn't have any issues with him. And I was actually able to use up some tinier eyeballs that I have sitting around that I don't get to use very often. So I think I'm gonna have to make a bunch of Crabners in Parfait Chunky in different colors because I can use up some of those teeny tiny little eyeballs that I have. So he turned out so cute. You work from this end and it works backwards, and I loved her technique. I thought that was a really clever way to come up with this pattern, and I wouldn't have thought of that for the little claws and the little baubles on the bottom. So I really like this pattern. I think I'm gonna have to work up a bunch of those because I think they will be pretty popular at a market, especially if you're doing like a coastal market. All of these guys are like great to have for those markets because they're all pretty quick to make up, and they're very beachy themed. So if you're doing a beachside market or somewhere on the coast where there's lots of water, these are all great options to have. Day number 5 is with Avery Crochet's little splash, and so this is a little duck in a hat, and he has a little life preserver that goes on and off. So he is also no-sew. You create the legs, the wings, and the beak all at once. You work your way up and they are crocheted within the rounds. And then the hat is attached, securely attached. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a removable hat or a hat that stayed on the head. It is a hat that stays on the head. It is all one piece. So you change your color and you work the top of the head in the opposite color. And then you just create the brim afterwards because you have a front loop that you are able to crochet that hat right in the round. And then you just surface crochet a little tail at the end. And then you make the little life preserver after, and he can go swimming and stay safe. I really enjoyed this pattern. I thought he was so cute, and I feel like as quickly as he works up with the size that he is, this is Parfait Chunky, and he's a pretty good size. I think you can really get bang for your buck on this one. I think he would be a good one to have at markets. He works up fairly quick. If you used a bigger yarn, you could make him even bigger, and I think he will be kind of a showstopper just because he has this little life preserver. He looks like he's going to the beach. Just really cute. You could put out like a little mat or like a placemat or something and put him on it to make him look like he's sitting on a little beach towel. I think would be really cute for just a cute little extra to the design of your table. So I really liked this guy, and I'm sure you would be able to work up a hat separate if you wanted to. You would just have to finish his head off in the color of his head, and then just make the hat separate. Just increase it a little bit so it would fit on the hat nice and snug. But very cute pattern. I really liked that one. Day number 6 was my pattern. I'm not going to talk too much about my patterns. I talk about that on my regular crochet days. I like to use these days to represent other people's patterns, and so I'm just going to briefly go over mine. But if you watch all of my other vlogs, I talk about my patterns all the time on those. So you can check out my Wednesday videos for, you know, extra details on my patterns and everything that I'm working on throughout the week. But here is my pattern. Going Crochet created this little sailboat pattern. It's just a quick little sailboat. You do have the option of being able to add little characters into your sailboat. I did end up having to make a smaller version of this sailboat to work it up for this specific release. I do have a bigger sailboat. It will be coming out later on in the weeks to come. I'm not sure really when, but yeah, this is the small little sailboat. It does have some sewing involved, so you do have to sew the little post and the sails on to the sailboat. But it's quick and easy to make. This one is made in Bernat blanket yarn, and you have the option of adding yarn into the post and it'll make it thicker, or you can use a thinner post with a thinner yarn to make it less thick in the center. It's up to you, optional. It does sit up on its own, so it's a cute little display. And that is all I'm going to say about that pattern, because like I said, I like to represent other people on these videos, and I don't talk about my stuff because I feel like that's for another day. All right, day number 7, the last day that we had, was a Sammy the Sea Slug by Who's Your Granny Creations, and I love this guy. I think he's so cute. I feel like he's just slithering along. He looks like he's moving. And so with this pattern, I actually used up a bunch of scrap yarn for him as well. I did find that the ball of navy blue that I had, I ran out of it, but it kind of worked out. I feel like it gives it so much more character to have it half and half. So I just added some green on to the little frill at the end when I was doing that frill, and I really like how it has this like half and half look. I did want to use a variegated yarn and I didn't have any, so this kind of did the trick for me without it being like variegated. It's just more of like a half and half style. So you do make the body, then you surface crochet the little antennas on, and you make the frill and sew the frill on. I did have a little bit of struggle with the frill just because I think I sewed it on a little bit crooked. I almost wish I had added the antennas after I sewed on the frill. So if that might be an idea for you to do, is to sew the frill on first and then add the antennas after, because I feel like he's a little lopsided, but that's okay. I still think he's pretty cute, and I think someone will steal him up pretty quick, just because he has so much character to him without even needing eyes or a mouth or anything. So that's another thing I like about him. You don't require any extra material other than your yarn and your polyfill, and he worked up pretty quick too. The frill is always fun for me to make. I like making this frill, like just doing multiple crochets into multiple stitches into one section just to make it extra frilly. So he turned out to be pretty cute too. But those are all the patterns that I am bringing to you today. As you can see, they vary in sizes and in time. I would say that all of them were relatively quick for what you get for them. And they are all very low sew and just a lot of fun to make. You can't see Sammy. Where are you, Sammy? Come on out. Don't be afraid. So yeah, they were all fairly quick and fun to make. I did all of these within the past day and a half. So they do work up pretty quick, and I enjoyed all of them. I'll probably make all of them again multiple times for markets. But that is everything I have for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which was your favorite pattern, which one you have maybe made already, because they have released. And if you haven't made them yet, which one you will make first. And I will talk to you guys all on the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Put a little sailboat emoji down in the comments below if you got all the way through this video. Or you could do any of these sea creatures or beach themed creatures down in the comments below. And I will talk to you guys all on the next one. All right? All right. Bye. See ya.